Kickapoo Caverns State Park is a place you have to aim for if you want to find it. You're not going to stumble on it.
Yeah, because it's located way down in South Texas, close to the border. You'd have to be wandering around in the sagebrush in the desert to find it.
Caves, bats, hiking, birding. Kickapoo is a gorgeous place to visit if you're looking for a quiet getaway. We had a chance to explore it all. Rangers Steve Blair and Lewis Brown guided us through the largest cave on the property, Kickapoo Cavern. The small entrance didn't reflect the vast space inside. They call it a wild cave because it's undeveloped. There's no lights, there's no rails. These holes are called siphon holes, and you wouldn't want to find one in the dark.
These are actually twin towers. This one is actually the tallest column in the state of Texas. One of the tallest columns in the world.
The deeper we went, the more beautiful the cave formations were. The largest room was 60 feet high, with twin columns that reached 8 stories.
I think this is one of the best cave tours I've ever gotten to go on because it's so one-on-one and with a small crowd, it still feels primitive, like you are really exploring it.
Oh, I'm glad y'all liked it.
But we still had one more cave to see.
It may be higher up than this. Yeah, I believe it's higher.
Steve is lost. We're looking for the cot cave. They call it the cot cave because it's got a cot in it, which is pretty original.
It's probably where Pancho Villa holed up for a while.
It's held up.
No, when you hole up, when you're a vigilante, running from the law, you hole up somewhere.
He held up there.
No.
But he probably held somebody up there.
He might, I bet he did.
Huh? I'm right. There's supposed to be fleas in this cave. There are supposed to be raccoons and maybe even buzzards, aka vultures, and aka whatever the real name is, the stinky bird. All right, I'm gonna get up and try to help Steve find the cave. So you think it's further up or further down?
Up the mountain or down the mountain? It's right.
We did finally find the cave.
I've already been down there.
We're about to go into the cot cave. And what are we gonna find inside besides the cot that you?
We'll find some cod and a lot of chert that sticks through the solid limestone. You'll see it's a chert there above ground, sticking. Well, when we go through, underneath, it's also sticking below ground.
And why is it called Cot Cave?
Because inside it there is an old cot from a long time ago.
A very original name, Steve.
Very original. I didn't name it.
They should name it after some indigenous people around here.
Like
well,
Kickapoo Cot Cave.
If we knew who slept on the cot, it would be even better.
Here's a question that's been on my mind since we saw the bats last night. How long does it take 500,000 bats to devour a human?
If you hear something growling,
Let's get out of there.
no, don't worry. It's a buzzard.
A buzzard growl?
A buzzard will growl just like a cat. You'll think it's a cat, a bobcat or something, but it's a buzzard.
Crazy.
So I mean, if one's in there, you might pick that up on your mic. It'd be pretty cool to have that sound.
It'd be cool to be attacked by a buzzard.
No, it would not.
Then have to go get some
That's
shots.
about the nastiest thing to be attacked by, I think.
Let's go get attacked by a buzzard.
Yeah, let's be venturous. Okay, fly.
I heard it.
Because he's trying to come out. Let's walk around this way. Here he comes. Here comes Rachel.
Rachel's about to be buzzed by a buzzard. Did you get that? We just saw a buzzard come out and almost attack Rachel. Well, attack might be a little bit forceful, but it wanted to get out nonetheless.
This is the old cot. Right over here, look, there's some eggs. Must have been from that buzzard. And around, yeah, all of that, how it, limestone is washed away. I don't think this is really limestone. This is more of a gypsum in here. These are just protruding. You have one layer and then the next layer. Make a good hat rack.
Porcupine right here.
Is he? I told you there were signs. If you come in a cave and you come up on a porcupine, if he feels threatened, he'll turn his face to the wall, put his quills out, but he won't attack you.
Just gonna let him be, for obvious reasons.
I'll reach up there and pick him up. That way is the tough way, and that way is the easy way.
Now, we didn't realize this crawl space was infested with fleas until we came back through it the second time.
I mean, we got one more little crawl spot, and then it opens up.
I don't get too freaked.
If you want to stay there, it'll work just fine.
It's not the crawl space, it's crawling through the poo-poo and I don't want it.
And I guess I need to mention that there were animal feces all over the cave.
Ooh, look at the beetles.
Rumor has it that they're flesh-eating. As it turned out, they were flesh-eating. I don't know which way to go.
Would you stop saying that?
It's rather humid in here now. It's actually warmer in the back part of the cave, and there's lots of evidence of animals and fleas. There's fleas in here.
We're starting to get fleas. Good thing I don't have claustrophobia. I do have poo-ophobia though.
I think you conquered that. Don't want to sleep. Got it.
Oh, gross. Yeah.
You're flea-free. Not really. We were covered in fleas.
Yeah, so let's not stand still in here. This is one of the neatest caves I've ever gotten to go into because you got to actually crawl through spaces and see some really neat parts. All this sand everywhere, there's all kinds of scat throughout this whole cave, so you know that all kinds of animals use this as a refuge and a living spot, and we got to see a lot of them.
And there's fleas.
Lots of fleas live here. The next thing I'm interested in State Park is how well the showers work.
Ooh. Okay, that's good enough. There's still fleas all over me.
Aside from the fleas, what was your favorite part about the park?
I liked hanging out with Steve. I think he was a great guide, and he looked like he was having a good time.
I do have to admit, though, when we got back into the recesses of Cot Cave, I was getting pretty nervous.
In a good kind of way?
No, in a this will be a funny story if we get out of here alive kind of way.
Well, I liked it. I didn't have a problem with it at all.
I'll tell y'all what was funny. When we got back to the car, Clover stripped down to his skivvies and was checking for fleas when 2 park rangers drove up.
Yeah, that was real funny. Hang on to your hat.
Because you never know what you'll find down the road.